Abhishek,
Sir,
pick an indicator.
which indicator?
Pick some indicator.
Sir, you tell me the best one.
See, I can't tell you a best indicator because there is no best indicator.
Oh.
But I can explain which indicator to use for what kind of thing. For a stop loss, for a trend, for whatever. So there are 4 kinds of indicators. We'll cover all these 4 different kinds of indicators today and how to actually use them with examples that you are going to do yourself.
आप सिखाएंगे ना?
मैं सिखाऊंगा.
Okay.
But before we do this, hit that like and that subscribe button. हम बहुत मेहनत कर रहे हैं सीरीज बना के. I need more subscribers.
Yes.
Let's start with the first one, trend indicators. ट्रेंड क्या होता है?
अब ट्रेंड
कैसे सिखाऊंगा इसको? ठीक है, let's start with trend indicators.
Sir.
We'll use moving average. अब देखो moving average तो लगा लोगे, but no one really teaches you how to use the moving average properly. We'll do a golden crossover. Good indicators, add moving average.
अच्छा, you have to look here.
Add 2. Now changes to 50 and 100. Okay, so here it is, right? We know that markets don't move up in a straight line up or down. थोड़ा सा ऊपर जाते हैं, थोड़ा नीचे आते हैं, फिर थोड़ा ज्यादा ऊपर चले जाते हैं, थोड़ा कम नीचे आ जाते हैं तो अप ट्रेंड हो जाता है, डाउन ट्रेंड हो जाता है. So to normalize this movement, we use something called a moving average, which basically averages out all that volatility into a smoother line. So look at that blue line. It's a representative of the entire movement of the price, जो बहुत volatile है. So the blue line is now averaging all that out. Now we have 2 different periods over here. One is 50 and one is 100.
Okay.
So which one will be faster? Which will react faster?
50
50 because it's lesser time.
हाँ,
And 100 will be slower.
because it's more.
So now what they're saying is if the average or the longer term average 100 is smooth,
Okay.
and then the shorter term is moving up, that means momentum aa gaya. So basically when a cross under like this happens, we know it's sort of like a buy signal is what people say. Don't actually buy it, but it means the trend is up. So you can see this is a basically confirmation of trend. See, same thing over here.
Oh, yes.
That's a cross under happening and then the market actually moved up that way. क्या सीखे?
मार्केट ऊपर जाएगा जब ब्लू लाइन ऊपर होगा.
When the blue line cuts
Cuts
above
the red
and it's
line.
moving up, that means the shorter term movement is faster than the normal longer term average.
Okay.
Did you get that? So let's see another example, Adani Enterprises. So this is Adani, but on a daily chart. इसको क्या कहते हैं?
Downfall, downtrend.
इसको कहते हैं Hindenburg.
हाँ.
But हाँ, यहाँ पर this is the cross that's happening downwards. And the trend actually moved down, correct?
हाँ, करेक्ट, नीचे गया प्राइस पे.
इसको weekly shift करो. Do you see a cross happening?
Yes sir, यहाँ पे.
Okay. And उसके बाद did the
Price-
market actually go down?
No, हाँ, yes, it did.
Sort of. उसके
कहीं
बाद
थोड़ा सा आगे है शायद. वो यहाँ पे एक और क्रॉस हुआ.
So that
it
means
went
the
up
first
over.
cross didn't work. Indicators don't work all the time.
आपने तो कहा था चल रहा है.
मैंने ये नहीं बोला था हर बार नहीं चलता है. Money management is how you make money, but that's for later videos. अभी let's just understand what indicators are. ये second यहाँ पे cross हो रहा है ना?
ये रहा.
And then the trend actually moved up.
प्राइस ऊपर गया.
हाँ.
सर आपने जो बताया उसमें रिस्क नहीं है. आई थिंक बहुत ज्यादा है शायद.
So what I'm trying to do is explain what different kinds of indicators are. You are looking for a buy and sell signal कि मैं खरीदूं पैसे
तो
बना
आप ही
लूं.
ने तो बताया था मतलब.
उससे बेटर क्या है? If you go in the description नीचे, we have Prime. Last video में भी बोला था आपको. If you fill up this form, you can actually attend and learn a back-tested system. तूने Prime attend किया क्या?
हाँ.
तो let's learn about momentum indicators.
ओके.
अब before we understand a momentum indicator, let's understand momentum क्या होता है. ठीक है? Momentum is different from direction. Don't you think there is this side of the up which is after 15th and then there's this side which is say after June. Both are up but दोनों में फर्क क्या है?
सर ये तो बहुत ऊपर चला गया ना.
हाँ,
ये
बहुत
धीरे-धीरे
ऊपर
जा रहा है.
और ये
Okay.
कम ऊपर.
मतलब
So
धीरे.
basically it's time, right? This went up faster and this went up slower. They both went up.
हाँ, करेक्ट.
So the difference is momentum. This is higher momentum, this is lower momentum.
ओह अच्छा इससे.
So what if there was an indicator to measure momentum?
यूज RSI.
No. We'll use ADX. Open the chart. All it's measuring is कल का हाई क्या था, आज का हाई क्या है, and then इसके बीच में जो difference है, that is added to a cumulative line over here.
कल का है और आज का है.
हाँ, तो मतलब कल का हाई यहाँ था, आज का हाई यहाँ है, तो then बहुत momentum है, तो वो point add हो जाते हैं यहाँ पे.
ओके.
Okay? तो अगर इसमें बहुत difference होगा, if there's a large difference, that
High
means
momentum
momentum is high. Basically, it measures distance of the highs between days and charts it on a makes a chart out of it. But let's not get into the calculation of this. What's important is that it's measuring momentum. So this is an example I just sent you for ITC.
सर डाउट,
हाँ,
तो यहाँ पे ना आपने बताया, you told me that ADX if going up, momentum is going up, but यहाँ तो एक waterfall यानी downfall आ गया.
correct. See, आपको direction, ये एक बहुत popular misconception है that if the ADX is going up means uptrend, if the ADX is going down means downtrend. That's not true. ADX is measuring directional movement का momentum. So it's telling you whether momentum is high or not. Direction तो price is telling you. So this is telling you momentum is high.
बताएगा चाहे ऊपर हो या नीचे हो.
हाँ. So if it moves up very fast, then the chart will still say up. It's telling you how strong the current trend is, not the direction. Direction तो दिख ही रहा है.
Oh.
So इसमें now tell me
momentum. Okay.
which was the momentum higher, when it was falling down or when it was going up?
It was falling down. Sir, very quick question.
Yeah.
How do I use this indicator for trading?
Okay, so again you're asking for a buy and sell signal. You can't use this for a buy and sell signal, but here's what you can use it for. So let's suppose you use this to confirm whether the trend is good or not. So let's say you get a golden crossover and you're saying, okay, the trend might be up. And if the ADX is also up, you know that the trend is actually strong. So basically you have to make sure that the ADX is above 25 and you know that means the trend is strong. The momentum is strong.
25.
So far we've learned trend indicators, momentum indicators, and now we'll do volume indicators, and we have one more after that, and you'll love the last one. Let's start with volume indicators. Volume क्या होता है? Abhishek, at least try. Volume is number of shares traded.
सब टेक्निकल है सर.
कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा मुझे.
The indicator we're going to talk about is the money flow index. Here is the funda. If the market goes up and a lot of shares are traded, that means the conviction of that move is high. Okay. If the market fell down and there's a lot of volume, that means the conviction again is very high.
Okay.
But if the market goes up and shares traded were less, तो पता नहीं क्यों ऐसा था. There should be more shares traded on that day. The volume should be higher. There should be volume confirmation when price moves in a certain direction. Okay. If market went up and volume kam tha, technical analysts say there was no confirmation in the movement. There was no confirmation in the movement.
But price ऊपर गया.
But price ऊपर गया, the volume kam tha, so you cannot trust this movement that much.
अच्छा, okay.
They want movement and volume to be just like this, right?
यहाँ पे इतना नहीं, लेकिन यहाँ पे ये ऐसे.
Look at this one, right? So the market went up and the move went up and actually it continued. So there was volume confirmation. Now this is a little confusing to do अभी एक एक करके. So what if there was an indicator which combined whatever I told you?
Another line indicator.
Yes, that's what indicators do, Abhishek. They're lines. सब लोग एक बार लिखो Abhijit is great comments में, okay? So now instead of doing all this analysis that we just did, a simple line will tell us if it's above 50, there is volume confirmation. If it's below 50, confirmation सही नहीं है. So that is called the money flow index. Now this is again a line, you're right. You see that 50?
The central line, ये वाला.
Yes.
Got it. Yeah.
This is not a buy sell indicator. Again, it's a confirmation indicator. So above 50 means bulls are in control. Below 50 means bears are in control. So when you're looking at an uptrend, if you want confirmation, the MFI can tell you कि जो money flow है, is it in the direction of where the market is going? That's why it's the money flow index.
Oh, अच्छा ऐसा नाम है क्या? MFI.
समझ में आया? Example दिखाओगे?
ये so यहाँ पे 50, this is the 50 वाला line.
Yeah, just zoom in a little bit.
Confirmation line.
Okay, okay.
And यहाँ so this line went up. It means that it's a good trend, which I can see it's a good trend. But if I come down यहाँ पे, the line went below 50 and it's a downtrend as well.
So what you're doing right now is you're using only this to decide the trend. You don't want to do that. Use a trend indicator to know the trend and then use the MFI to confirm is it a good trend or not. It's a confirmation indicator. So far we've learned about trend indicators, we talked about momentum indicators, we now also talked about volume indicators, and now finally we have a volatility indicator. So सबसे पहले add ATR, average true range. So tell me what is volatility?
Market में कितना movement हो रहा है?
Correct. So let's suppose you decide you will trail your stop loss 10 points, 10 points away from current market price. Now the problem with this is, let's suppose there are elections happening, the entire market, all the stocks will have high volatility versus a normal day जहाँ पे volatility might be less. Now in a high volatile situation,
बजट जो आता है
at that time is volatility normal?
नहीं,
No, it's higher.
it's higher.
So can my stop loss also be 10 like a normal day, 10 points? So should you adjust your stop loss based on volatility? You should. So let's suppose a normal day the market moves इतना ऐसा, ठीक है?
मतलब ना ज्यादा ऊपर ना नीचे.
हाँ, roughly इतना movement होता है. So you keep your stop loss 10 points. So you'll not get stopped out. Market goes up, no problem, ठीक है? About 10 points is your stop loss. Now elections happen and a war is also happening.
तो बहुत
तो ऐसे होने लगा, आपका स्टॉप ही हिट हो जाएगा. तो you'll have to expand your ताकि
ताकि
maybe
कुछ
30 points होना पड़ेगा, right?
मतलब हाँ 30 40.
And when the volatility goes away, then वापस 10 points हो सकता है. फिर थोड़ी volatility तो शायद 25 points. अब how will you know how much to keep that stop loss? कि volatility बढ़ गया बढ़ा दो. There has to be a way to tell you volatility is expanded, Abhishek, increase your stop loss. Volatility is decreased.
होगा कोई.
वो indicator है हमारा ATR.
अच्छा ऐसे.
हाँ, तो ये last 14 days का it will take the range of the price and give you the average true range of the last 14 days. Up, well, let's do something very simple. Now hover over this red bar and tell me what's the number over here. So you see the number over there, it's 435.
It's 4.
The
447.
467 या 463 is the average true range for Adani Enterprises for the last 14 days. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So now what you want is the average ATR or the average range for the last 14 days. You want to keep your stop loss 2x of that. So here, what is the average true range where your mouse is?
413.37.
हाँ, इसका 2x क्या हुआ? 400 मान लो.
800.
800. That's going to be your stop loss.
अच्छा ऐसे ठीक है. I'll do it.
Done. That's all it is. The ATR tells you how to adjust your stop loss based on the average volatility for the last 14 days. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Good job. I'd also like to say, don't actually place a stop loss using this because you'll need an entire system and the ATR will help you understand the volatility. So right now, think of it, we are learning A, B, C, D. Then we learn to construct words, then phrases, then an essay, and then you can write a book.
So where am I ABCD?
Your ABCD. If you thought this was good, check out part number 1 because we taught a lot in part number 1 as well. If you like what we're doing, hit that subscribe and that like button so we know that we should create a part 3 and continue down this rabbit hole of trading.
I would subscribe.
You're not subscribed? Bat lao.
अरे
अबे ये दिख रहा है तेरे को?
सर दिख गया वो रहा.
ये दिख रहा है. हाँ,
I was asking this
average directional
express
index. Is it possible to get coffee? तो क्या ऐसे हो गया?
blue line is the gray line and